The coffee hit my chest before the words finished leaving her mouth. Heat, shock, silence. Give money or get out. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't wipe the stain. I just nodded, the way men do when they finally understand the rules of a rigged game. Understood. That was the moment everything activated. Not anger, not grief. Systems. I used to believe marriage was a merger, shared risk, shared upside. I funded the house, the vacations, the quiet emergencies no one ever remembers. Her son arrived later, 32, unemployed, confident in a way only entitlement can teach. He didn't ask for help, he demanded access. I said no. Not because I couldn't afford it, because I'd already paid. The betrayal wasn't the coffee, it was the certainty in her eyes that I was disposable, that my worth ended where my wallet closed. I packed one bag, left the ring on the counter. No note, no theatrics. Quiet exits confuse predators. The first night alone, I didn't sleep. I reviewed. I replayed conversations like surveillance footage. Patterns emerged. Transfers. Loans. My credit card statements told a cleaner story than her mouth ever had. I remembered something else, too. A clause. Buried. Forgotten. The kind people mock until it owns the room. Years ago, after selling my company, I'd placed my assets into a retirement trust. Conservative, boring, irrevocable. I was proud of how dull it looked. What I never advertised was the voting structure, contingency triggers, safeguards against marital coercion. I hadn't needed them until now. Pain sharpens memory. Betrayal sharpens resolve. I didn't confront her. I planned. I hired a forensic accountant who spoke in whispers and invoices. We mapped every dollar siphoned to her son. I hired a family law attorney who didn't smile. We reviewed the prenup she'd waved away years earlier because we trust each other. Trust is a luxury. Paper is permanent. I changed nothing publicly. No calls, no messages. I let her believe silence meant weakness. It usually does. Behind the scenes, I documented everything. Dates, demands, threats. The coffee incident became an affidavit. The humiliation became leverage. Then I made one phone call. The trustee answered on the second ring. Yes, I said, initiate. By Friday, the house was empty. Not abandoned, extracted. Furniture moved into storage under my name. Utilities transferred. Insurance updated. Locks changed. All legal, all cold. She came home Sunday night. I wasn't there. Instead, a man in a navy suit sat at the dining table, my dining table, reviewing documents with surgical calm. He introduced himself as the trustee's counsel. He handed her a packet and waited. I watched through the security feed from a hotel room across town, not because I needed to, because I wanted to see the moment comprehension arrived. It always arrives late. The documents were simple. Eviction notice, lawful, expedited, asset freeze, temporary pending review, divorce filing, fault-based, and a summary of misappropriated funds. Her son's name appeared often, bolded, itemized. She screamed. She called my phone. I let it ring. Power doesn't answer on demand. Monday morning, the board convened an emergency meeting. I wasn't supposed to be there. The CEO had made that clear weeks earlier when he leaned close and hissed, "You're outdated. We're done here." I replied quietly, "Understood." That was the moment the retirement trust activated its voting rights, 76%. By the time coffee cooled in the boardroom, the question wasn't whether the CEO would be removed, it was how fast. The minutes read like a confession: breach of fiduciary duty, unilateral termination, gross miscalculation. Someone finally asked it out loud. Who just fired the person who owns 76% of the shares? I didn't smile. I don't smile at funerals. The fallout came in waves. Her son called, voice cracking, threats dissolving into pleas. I forwarded everything to my attorney. She arrived at my hotel, eyes red, hands empty. Security handled it gently. I requested that. I wasn't cruel. I was finished.
In court, the judge didn't ask many questions. The evidence spoke fluently. The prenup stood. The trust stood taller. Her credibility collapsed under its own weight. Justice doesn't shout. It signs orders. Weeks later, I returned to the house alone. The stain from the coffee was gone. The memory wasn't. I walked room to room, listening to the echo of decisions made too late. I didn't feel victory. I felt alignment. Life rebalanced when I stopped subsidizing disrespect. People think revenge is loud. It isn't. It's meticulous. It's patient. It's knowing exactly when to say nothing. I left the keys on the counter. The house would be sold. Clean slate, clean lines. As I closed the door, my phone buzzed. A notification from the trust. Assets secured, voting rights restored, stability confirmed. No regret, no apology.